Hey there, Scorpio, and welcome back to Unicorn Tarot for your monthly reading. This is going to be a reading for the month of October 2022, and we're going to take a look at your past, your present, and your near future energies. Also, Scorpio, please remember if this reading resonates and you'd like to book a personal reading, all the information about how to do that is in the description box below. Oh, someone lost their happiness here. There was a separation. This is definitely a relationship. Now, I don't know if this is you or your person. I'm going to say you because this is your reading. But energies do go both ways. So this could be your person. This could be you. Take it as it resonates. Okay. The main energy for your reading this month, and at the bottom of the deck, you get the Lovers. This is a very, very strong connection that you're dealing with. The main energy for your reading this month is the Four of Wands. It's almost like this is a strong, strong, strong connection. You have a lot of love for this person. You know they care about you a lot as well. It's a very strong connection, but it seems like there was like a break or a separation. It's almost like, so in the recent past, you get the Sun, the Five of Pentacles, and the Justice. It's almost like somebody here lost their happiness, right? Look at this card. This image is very similar to this image. So whatever it is, and again, I'm going to say you because this is your reading. This could be your person's energy. Whoever is feeling this in the recent past, they're very, very unhappy. They feel like they lost somebody that made them very, very happy. And they want to set things right. They want to get back to that place of divine balance being restored, right? Now, whether that's a reconciliation or not, I don't know yet. We'll see when we clarify. But the love is definitely there. The love hasn't gone anywhere. In the current situation, you get the Queen of Cups, the Star, and the Knight of Cups. The love goes both ways. Like, you care about this person, and you know deep down they care about you just as much. And all you want is for you two to get back to a place where the love flows evenly, where you can express your love to them, they express their love to you. It's like you just want like a love explosion to come back. That's your deepest, deepest, deepest desire here in the current situation. In the near future, you get the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. So you want to move past this energy of unhappiness. You're not very pleased with how things are between the two of you in the near future. And you're like, I want to move past that. And I want it to happen very, very, very quickly. Both of these cards are all about like, okay, get me out of here in terms of like, get me out of this unhappy state. Let's go. Let's move towards happiness. Let's move in a much, much better direction. So let's see. I'm going to start off. I want to clarify the main energy for your reading this week, this month, I'm sorry, which is the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups, which you get in the current situation, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. You're showing me that you're single, you're independent, you're on your own. This connection, you still feel it. You feel a very, very strong bond with this person, but the romantic aspect of it is done. The love is done, the romance is done, the emotional connection is done. So either you and this person are just friends right now, or you interact somehow, or you guys just may be completely separated. I don't know. We'll see when we get here. But you're showing me the love part, the I express love to you, you express love to me. That's done. That's over with, and now I'm on my own. I'm doing my own thing. I'm on my own. I'm by myself. Let's take a look at the recent past. I want to clarify the Sun for you in the recent past. Sun is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Six of Wands. You're still holding on to this. You don't want to admit it to yourself, but you are still holding on to this. You are still holding on to the idea, the notion that like you and this person are going to come back together and be happy and everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be great. You're not even admitting this to yourself though. It's kind of just like this like dream or desire that you like hold deep, deep within yourself, right? But if I were to ask you, hey, Scorpio, are you and this person going to get back together? You'd probably be like, no, we're done. This is over, right? Like not mad at them, don't hate them, but you know, this is over. Deep down, at least in the recent past, you were still holding on to hope, holding on to the belief like, hey, we'll work this out. We'll make it work. We'll be able to get back to that place where we're happy and everything's great and everything worked out. Let's take a look at the Five of Pentacles in your recent past. Five of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Wands. You're showing me here that you chose to emotionally disconnect. You made the logical decision here. You're like, okay, it's over, it's done. The logical, practical decision here for me to do in the recent past is just emotionally disconnect. And you started doing that. You took very small steps towards, emotionally disconnecting from this connection and trying to kind of keep your energy open, keep your heart open, keep that vibrant spirit that, you have deep within you, trying to keep that alive and not letting this separation, this break, this loss of this connection kind of dim your light in a sense. But the love is definitely still there. The love is definitely still there for you. Let's take a look at the Justice in your recent past. Justice is clarified by the King of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the World. You're pretty confident here in the recent past. You're pretty confident that at some point you two will reconcile. Or at least you were. Because what you're showing me is I had this desire to reconcile. I knew at some point, we'd be able to get back together. At least that was your belief. But then you're showing me the more I look at this logically, the more I think about this logically, right? I realize that our new status quo, our new balance is that we're done. The romance is done. The love is done. We can still be friends, but I don't fully believe we're ever going to come back together. Not fully. It's almost like here you were showing me you had this deep, deep belief that you're like, hey, 60% we'll make it through. And here you're like, hey, even that 60%, it's kind of done. I'm starting to recognize okay, maybe this is actually over and this person and I, we're never going to be able to come back together in terms of love. I do still feel like you guys are in contact though. I don't feel like you guys are completely disconnected here. But it's almost like you realize hey, we can be friends, we can interact, but for some reason the love is just not going to come back. Let's take a look at the current situation. I want to see what the Queen of Cups is for you in the current situation. Queen of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Lovers. You still feel the emotions. Just because you've logically come to the understanding or the belief that, hey, we're never going to get back together, that doesn't take away the feelings that you have. You see and saw long-term with this person. You saw this connection going the distance. You saw this being something very stable, very long-term that could actually be a long-term relationship. You felt a very deep connection with this person. The Lovers is one of the deepest emotions that you can experience. But you're kind of just how do I explain this? You're trying to just kind of shoo it away almost because it's too much for you. It's overwhelming. Emotionally, you feel all these things, but logically you're yeah, but it's done, but it's done, but it's done. And so these emotions, you're kind of, first of all, looking at them as what the heck? This is unnecessary. I don't need to feel these things. But then you're also kind of very overwhelmed by them because our mind can tell us you're done all day. It takes the emotions time to catch up and truly accept whatever the mind has decided here. Let's take a look at the Star for you in the current situation. The Star is clarified by the Ace of Swords, the Four of Wands, which is the main energy for your reading this week, and the Nine of Cups. You know that your deepest desire is to have this connection back. You're aware of that. This is a very mature energy the way you're approaching the Scorpio, because you're looking at this and you're kind of look, I know how I'm feeling. I'm not trying to ignore my feelings. There's no denial here. There's no you burying your feelings and try to pretend like they don't exist. You're approaching this in a very mature way. You're look, I know I have these feelings. I understand that these feelings are here, but I also know logically that there's no way we can get back together. At least that's your belief, right? There's no way we can get back together. This is over. This is done. Yes, I'm aware that my dream, my wish would be to have this connection back because this connection, this bond makes you feel emotionally fulfilled, emotionally balanced. It seems like a very, very good connection, a very deep, loving connection that you share with this person. So deep, deep down, you know, like, hey, if I could, I would get this back in a heartbeat. But for some reason, and you're not showing me the reason, by the way. You just keep showing me like, I know it's done. I know it's over. I can't get this back. But you're not showing me why necessarily. But you're acknowledging, you're like, yeah, I have these feelings. I understand my desires. I understand what I want. But, I can't have this connection back. So, I don't want to feel these feelings necessarily. It's not even that. You're allowing yourself to feel them. You're just recognizing that they don't have a place anymore because as far as you're concerned, the romantic aspect of this connection is over. Let's take a look at the Knight of Cups in the current situation. Knight of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the High Priestess. You do want a reconciliation here. You do want to bring this back, but you're also kind of slowly starting to fully accept the fact that you're like, hey, I know I'm almost at the end of this in terms of like accepting how things are going. You don't really want to, though. It's kind of an energy of like, I get it, but I don't want to get it. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, somebody's talking to you and they're explaining something to you and you're like, I understand what you're saying. I hear you. I understand it, but I don't want to accept it. You're getting there, though. You're getting to the acceptance part. It's just, again, it's harder. It takes a longer time for your feelings to catch up with your brain, with the logical aspect of everything. But you're handling this in a very, very mature way. So I don't know if you're the one that chose to end this or the other person ended it. Like, I don't know exactly who ended it here. Let's take a look at the near future. I'm going to clarify the Chariot for you in the near future. Chariot is clarified by the Two of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. You really just want to move past this ending. You want to move past the painful part, the difficult part, the, I lost something pretty significant here. But you're not giving yourself enough time. You're not, like, here in the current situation, you have the feelings, you're like, okay, I get it. And then in the near future, you're kind of like, okay, why am I still focused on this ending? Let's go, let's move past it. This is taking too long. It's almost like you just want to snap your fingers and be like, okay, I have the feelings, I accepted it, we're over, let's move on, let's move along. It doesn't work that way, though. You're refusing, you're actively showing me, like, I don't want to accept that this is going to take time. I want it to happen now. Like, I'm done. Let's go. We're done. It's done. I want to be done. It's almost like you're sick and tired of feeling the feelings. Whereas in the current situation, you were very understanding and accepting of these feelings. In the near future, you're kind of like, okay, this is taking way too freaking long. I want to get over this. Like, enough. Let's move along. A little bit of impatience here. You're kind of like, you want to speed up your emotional process. Let's take a look at the Eight of Cups here. Or, I'm sorry, the Eight of Wands in the near future. Eight of Wands is clarified by the Hangman, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. Well, guess what? You can't speed it up. You can't. Divine timing is at play here for you, okay? And it seems like all you're stuck on right now, as much as you try to speed it up, the more you try to expedite this and be like, okay, let me get over this, the more stuck you are on the past. The feelings, the nostalgia, the emotions, the good times you had, the memories. It's like you've just fallen into this like pool of memories and sweet, beautiful emotions that you two shared in the past, and it's just causing you pain. And you're literally just stuck in that pool because you're trying to expedite something that needs to play out on its own time, right? Just like if you, I don't know, broke your leg or something. You can't just be like, okay, it's been a week, I'm done, my bone should be healed. It doesn't work that way. It takes bones time to heal. It'll take it months, right? Same thing with the emotional process. It takes time to heal and fully get over things. And you've kind of given yourself like, okay, I've given myself a week. Enough. I want to be done with it. Heal my emotional bone. And it doesn't work that way. And the more you try to push it, right? Like if you try to stand on a broken bone or work out or something while it's still broken and not fully healed, all you're going to feel is pain. And that's all you're feeling is pain because you're trying to speed up a process which is meant to take a lot longer than what you're giving it. Let's take a look at the Four of Cups for you in the near future. Four of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Swords, King of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Excuse me. So you're kind of like unhappy right now. And all your mind is doing, your mind is like, oh, you're unhappy here. Let me think about a way to find a solution for you. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to be very practical and logical about this. So it's kind of like, again, I'm going to use the broken bone example. You're like, okay, my bone is broken and I can't heal it. I can't make it heal any faster. So what can I do? Oh, I can just shut off the emotion, the painful part of the bone and just pretend like it's healed, right? If I think about it being healed, then it'll get healed faster. You're trying to think your way into healing quickly. So it's like you don't want to feel the feelings. You don't want to wait as long as it takes to heal. You're kind of like, okay, well, whatever I've been doing, ignoring the feelings doesn't work. So let me just go to the mind and let the mind fix it. The mind cannot rule the heart. Your emotions are not guided by the mind, okay? And it seems like what you're trying to do right now is basically override the emotional process from a logical perspective. And your mind is just running 100 miles an hour as to how you can get out of these emotions and basically shut them up. But you're not really finding a solution. You're like, I'm keep hitting a wall. Like I keep not making any progress because the mind cannot control the heart. Divine timing is at play here. You have to be patient with yourself, Scorpio. Give yourself the time you need. Let's take a look at what the universe wants you to keep in mind this month. From the universe, you get the Seven of Swords, the World, and the Ace of Cups. You keep convincing yourself it's done, it's done, it's done, when all you want deep down is a brand new beginning with this person. But you're like showing me, I know I can't have a brand new beginning. But you realizing and knowing you can't have something doesn't take away from how much you want it, right? If you want a brand new car right now, let's say you can't afford it and you need to save up for a few months, you not being able to get it right now is not going to diminish how badly you want that car. That's the only example I can think of right now when it comes to this relationship. You know you can't have this relationship for whatever reason, right? You're not showing me what that reason is, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you still want a brand new beginning with this person because you still have these emotions. But all you're trying to do in order to get yourself to not want it as badly is it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, when you don't even fully 100% believe that it's truly done. Give yourself some time, Scorpio. Be more patient with yourself. But Scorpio, that is what I have for you. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you here on the next one.